But 10 days later, we headed to Chicago and went to the academy. We were in the outbuilding, which was on Fifth Avenue there.
Oh, the old Union.
The old Union Hall. And they gave us a room in...
Troxel was in that one.
Yeah.
Karen was in the teacher's one, but he was in that one. And he said, before you guys came, we were saying, we got this couple on their honeymoon. What are we going to do with them? You know? And Jim Bell had been feeding us. I don't know. I'm glad he wasn't in charge because he really thought I should go to the teachers' academy and Doug should go to some different academy so that we wouldn't even
be
together
same,
for
we'd be living in
weeks.
dorms. For
I don't think that was
summer.
probably the way to do things. But, so there was some room in that building beside the safe, way isolated from everybody. I don't know if you're up on the
Way
second
back in
floor of
the-
that building, way back in the corner, no windows or anything, but they gave us that room. There were actually 3 bunk beds in there, not 3 bunk beds.
But there were only bunk
bed and a
beds.
single bed.
Oh, there was a single bed.
Yeah,
too,
but
that's
anyway,
right.
it didn't seem to matter. It was our honeymoon after all. And
Well,
I
you were
figured-
upset because they put us in separate ecclesiolas.
Oh yeah, I thought, if I had known the real story, that we were lucky to be sleeping in the same room.
Same room. Let alone.
I would have really. Anyway, I was angry through a good bit of the academy, and then one day it all clicked. It was the day we went to Chicago, downtown, and we had to grid things, and I was mad because we were supposed to do that all by ourselves too. I'd been thinking Doug and I could bomb around
Explore
Chicago and do this
Chicago,
together,
yeah.
but
No, we had to do it independently.
So I was just angry, and I was stomping around, and I kept going back to what they now call Daily Plaza. I don't know what they called it then, but the big Picasso was there. It hadn't been there very long, and I kept going. And I know people argue about what that is, but that's a woman, and she kept talking to me as I walked by. We finally had this big, long conversation about, who do you think you are anyway? And I think Joan Knudsen was having an equally difficult time, and the two of us sat down on one of those ledges by the fountains, and we just talked. We had both sort of broken through something or other. We sat. I was so angry about it's a decision. Everything is a decision, and I saw Doug on the street that day, and I made some comment to him, and he just said, well, it's a decision or something. You even had gone over
And
to the
she
dark
stomped
side.
off, and I thought, there goes my marriage. I've only been married a month, and it's over.
Yeah, well, I was thinking the same thing, but 40 years later now, here we still are.
It was 40 years
But
ago.
we figured afterwards, in those 8 weeks, we probably did about 5 years worth of marriage in terms of ups and downs and ins and outs, and are we really in this seriously? So, painful as it was at times, it was probably a really good thing to have done.